Hi there, welcome. You're watching DNS in the Stock Game right here on ED Now. I'm Devina Menon and this is my co-anchor colleague Megha Chadha. We're playing the Stock Game this week with three experts. We've got Ashish Kapoor, we've got Ashwini Gujral as well as Sandeep Bagle who are playing the Stock Game with us. Yesterday was the first day. You saw their portfolios perform and the way they did. We will be changing and churning their portfolios today. But before that, let's quickly run you through the rules. It's a portfolio building exercise that we undertake right from Monday up until Friday, where we give a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees to each of our experts. So they have to deploy this 5 lakh rupees into 4 stocks on a compulsory basis. One stock can be from the futures as an option space in case they need to hedge their portfolio. They can also go short in the cash market, but those will be squared off intraday. Every day, they have to compulsorily churn 2 of their 4 stocks in the portfolio. They can churn more stocks if at all a target gets triggered or a stop loss gets hit. On the other hand, this will continue till Friday, and the person who makes the most amount of money by the end of Friday will be declared the winner of the stock game. Before we go on ahead, let's quickly run you through the picks that each of our experts had as of day one and how it's performed so far. So let's start off first with Ashish's portfolio as on day one. He'd gone long on a Talwalkar Fitness, United Breweries, liked a TTK Prestige as well as a Hindustan Unilever July futures is what he went long on. Coming now to Ashwini Gujral's portfolio, and this is how it looked as of day one. So he was long on Rajesh Exports. Castrol is something that he liked after the good move it's shown in the recent past. Bata India was another stock that he picked out, but he went short on Anantraj considering the kind of momentum it had already shown in the recent past. And finally, onto Sandeep's portfolio. He liked a Jet Airways. On the other hand, the other stocks were an Exide. Adani Power is a stock he liked, and he went short on an ONGC. Let's quickly welcome all our experts on the show then to run you through the picks and the changes that they've made in their overall portfolio for day 2. So we've got Ashish Kapoor as well as Sandeep Bagle and Ashwini Gujral who are joining us right now. Let's start off first with you, Ashish. Day 2, what are the changes that you've made and how does the portfolio look?
Well, I have retained Talwalkar because I think I'm still confident that the stock has a very good potential, and like I explained yesterday, the stock has a very unique positioning. It is the only listed player in the fitness and health club space, and with the health clubs becoming very popular in metros, it is a matter of time before the tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4 towns also get popularity in this segment, and this is where the company is focusing on. So we still remain very confident about the future prospects. So this is one stock which I have retained. What I have done is I have included Hinduja Global in my stocks, and this is a company which is a BPO company. It's a pure BPO play, and it's amongst the largest BPO player in the listed space. The company has been doing very well lately, and what is very interesting about the company is that the discounting is very low, and what the discounting does not count is the amount of cash which the company is carrying on its balance sheet. Out of a share price of about 426, 227 is the cash per share on its balance sheet.
Sure.
And if you take the cash and cash equivalents, that is about 3/4 of the total market cap. So it's available at a very, very cheap rate.
Right.
So even if it doesn't move up in the near term, this is a stock which can do very well over a period of time. And it has, on 21st July, it has a dividend of 20 rupees, which is a yield of 4.8%.
Okay, so Ashwini, coming to you, you've held on to a Bata from yesterday, but you've got 3 new picks for today.
Yeah, I'm buying Amtech India, Bata we are retaining, and GTL Futures is a sell.
All right. That's Ashwini's day 2 portfolio. GTL July futures is a short, Amtech India is a long, Aptech is a long, and retaining a Bata India from yesterday as well. Sandeep, coming to your portfolio then, how does it look like as in day 2?
I have retained a Jet Airways. I see the move coming in today. Yesterday it did move up in the beginning, but then it moved sideways with the market, but it did not fall below the danger levels. I see that move being extended either today or tomorrow. I have added a Biocon. I have that is a long call. I have a sell in Cipla and Tata Motors futures, July futures.
All right, so 2 short calls coming in from Sandeep. So a 50-50 portfolio. Jet Airways has been retained, Biocon has been added, and 2 short calls. Let's quickly run you through the calculator plates right now and see how the performance has been for all our experts till this point from the start of the trading week. Talwarkar's Fitness is giving Ashish good money, 1.5% higher. He's losing out on a Hinduja Global. Bharti Airtel is where he's making, but overall closer to 10,000 rupees is what Ashish is making, 9,600 rupees actually. Ashwini Gujral today once again his entire portfolio in the green. They're making money on all of his stocks, even the GTL July futures which he went short on, good money. He's making 7,200 rupees, 1.5% returns on his portfolio. And Sandeep Wagle, that's his portfolio. He's also got all winners in his portfolio: Jet Airways, Biocon, Cipla and Tata Motors, all of them reaping him good money. He's making 3,000 rupees, 0.6% return on his portfolio. Let's start off with individual stocks and to find out from each of our experts why they have retained or why they have selected any particular stock. So Ashish, while we've spoken about Talwarkar's, the conviction with which you've retained it today, could you give us the reasons for that? And also maybe, from a long-term perspective, if an investor wants to invest maybe for the next 6 to 10 months, is this still a good bet?
Yes, certainly. I think it's certainly a good bet, investment bet, and I think difficult to predict whether it will move up in the next couple of days or not. But clearly, given the fact that we are seeing a lifestyle change, we are seeing a lot of stress happening in the workplace. So a company which is dealing in health clubs and fitness centers is bound to do well, and the company has already got a very well-established brand. It is doing very well in expanding into the tier 2, tier 3 towns. And with, I think, the kind of popularity which the health clubs have got in the metros, it's a matter of time before this becomes a kind of a phenomena, a countrywide phenomena. And this company is the only listed player. So obviously, if you're looking at an exposure in any investor looking at an exposure into this space has to buy this stock. So it will continue to enjoy good premium going ahead. So from an investment point of view, this is a very good stock. The returns can be amazing over the next couple of years.
Okay, so good pick for the long term, Talwarkar's Fitness. But Ashwini, your next pick, you've retained and held on to that Bata India, and we saw the counter once again make a fresh high today. We discussed yesterday also how it's been an uptrend over the last 6 odd months. It's doubled in value since the start of this year almost.
Well, Bata is that low ticket consumption item, and I think we have enough feet in this country. So, Bata has been retained. These consumption stories in a flat market, you will see that these are the only stocks which seem to have some kind of tailwind, and they keep moving higher in spite of market conditions. So this we continue to hold with a stop of 623 and target of 665.
All right, a target and a stop loss given that, target of 665 and a stop loss of 623, retaining that quite close to its target by just about 20 bucks, or 641 is where Bata is currently trading at. Coming to Sandeep Wagle and stock number 1, he's retained a Jet Airways. Now remember, yesterday you had news about oil PSUs increasing ATF prices by 78 rupees per kiloliter. But Jet Airways, any which way, since a really long time, has been adding long positions in its on the futures and options side as well, closer to about 11 million shares is what we've already seen added so far. Sandeep, though the news is a little bit negative for the aviation basket, but Jet Airways, considering the momentum it's been seeing of late, has been moving up.
Well, I agree with you on that, but the fact of the matter is that at 504 it has broken a very, very strong resistance which happened day before, and that is why I picked this stock yesterday. Yesterday it did start on a very positive note, but due to the market moving sideways or down, it was a little subdued. And as you are saying rightly, in spite of the negative news that has come out, it is still 1% up. So I think the move should begin anytime, and we have a target of around 532, which I think should come in the next day or two. And a weekly resistance being broken with strong volume definitely indicates that smart money is flowing in. Now reasons I will not be able to comment on, but I see a target of 532 come in. Whether it comes in today or tomorrow or one more day, that is the question.
Okay, so short-term target of 532 possibly in either today if the going is good, but if not, then of course over the next few days. But moving on to the second pick of each of our experts, Ashish, you've got a Hinduja Global Solution, you've got a buy call on this one with a target of 450, but unfortunately the stop loss on that one has been triggered this morning. But why did you pick it for today's session?
Well, actually the immediate thing is that, on 21st it becomes ex-dividend. The dividend on this share is 20 rupees, which is about a 4.8% yield. that itself is fairly attractive, and I think the downside in the stock is fairly limited. The valuation is very cheap, and like I explained earlier, that the valuation does not take into account the amount of cash which the company is carrying. And if you count both the cash and cash equivalents, it's almost two-thirds of the total market capitalization, which is a very good downside protection. And the business is doing very well. It's a pure BPO play, and growing very rapidly, doing very well both in IT-enabled services in the international market as well as in the domestic market. So as an investment stock, it's a very good bet. And even if the stop loss has been triggered, if some investor has bought into this, I think it makes a lot of sense to stay invested. Firstly, you're getting a 4.8% yield by holding it for another 2 days. And I see if you can hold it for 6, 8 months, 10 months, there is enough upside here, because moment the mid-cap IT comes into favor, these are the kind of stocks which can do very well from here. And like I explained, because of the cash in its books, the downside from here is very limited. So it's a very good stock for any investor looking at a bet which has very low downside risk and has at the same time a good upside potential.
All right, but really unfortunate on that one, because the stop loss got triggered in early morning trade, and post that the stock is moved up higher. So a stop loss at 415 for Ashish actually got triggered, and then from there on the stock has actually recovered in the session. It's come up till 431 at last count. On to stock number 2 for all of our experts. We've spoken to Ashish about Hinduja Global. Ashwini, come to you for an Aptech.
Well, Aptech and Hexaware seem to be doing well on the mid-cap IT front. So Aptech started a move some days back, then started moving sideways. Yesterday it broke out on fairly decent volume. It seems like Aptech has formed a base from which it is coming out, and that base has been formed after a decline from 180 to 80, which is a significant bear market, if you would. So this can be bought with a stop of about 108, and a target of 127 is likely to happen.
Sure, a target of 127 on an Aptech. But Ashwini, if somebody wants to hold it for a medium term, maybe not from a trading point of view, is that also possible on an Aptech?
Yeah, downside seems low, that because after a massive correction, the lows that it hit was around 80, 84. So you have just a 20 rupee type downside, and in case it starts a rally and just gets to where it was last October, you will probably see 175, 180, because mid caps haven't really participated in whatever rally we've had from 52 to 56. They will participate once the markets bottom out. So this is the right time to buy into mid caps, which seem like they are bottoming out.
Okay. And Sandeep, moving on to your next pick from the pharma pack, you've got a Biocon, with the target about 381 odd. We've seen the counter fairly active over the last few months. The pattern on the charts has been rather jagged. Even today, it's up about 1%. Do you see that target getting hit through the day, and why have you picked it for today?
Well, Mega, at a level of around 369, 370, this stock has broken a weekly resistance. We term it as a triangular pattern. I'm not certain that the target will come in during the day, but over the next 3 or 4 days it will certainly come. That is what my view is. And more important than that, I see the target once beyond 382, 83. I see this stock extend and go much beyond the target. It can even go to 410 or so. So I think medium-term investors or position traders can hold on for a target of 410. And though for the show my target is 380, 150, as I have mentioned, because we have compulsions in terms of time. But I see a much bigger target once beyond that.
All right, that's the target for the show, 381 half. But people who want to hold it for a medium term can also expect a level of 410 on Biocon. A quick check on the calculator plates then. I'm sure there's not too much of a difference, but we'll just have a look once again. So that's Ashish Kapoor's portfolio getting stopped out on the Hinduja Global, highly unfortunate, so to speak. Came bouncing back up, and now he's made a loss of 2.5% on that one. Overall, still making good money. Ashwini Gujral's portfolio, and he's got the green streak across the board. All of the stocks in his portfolio making good money. GTL is now giving him a return of 3.5. So it's an overtake from Ashwini. He's now making 14,500 rupees due to that GTL July futures. Sandeep Wagle there, again a good move across the board for his entire portfolio, except for Cipla, which is now moved into red. He is making 3,500 rupees. The tables are pretty much turned as of now. We'll see what happens at the end of the day.
Right, and so those were the first two picks. We'll slip into a quick break and we'll be back with picks number 3 and 4 after in just a very little while. But here's how our viewers can write into us and participate on Buy Now Sell Now. You can write into us with all your queries at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also message us at 58888. You could also call in and join us live on 022 24837 111.
Now there you're watching BNS in the stock game right here on ET Now. We've got stocks number 3 and stocks number 4 to discuss with our experts and why they have picked it out. The next stock on Ashish's portfolio is the Bharti Airtel. Ashish, you've selected this one. This has been a strong candidate and the move has been quite good from the entire telecom basket in this particular one. Very close to its 52-week high of about 409 odd, which it recently hit in the month of July itself. It's outperformed the index on a yearly basis and also on technical charts also doing well. But fundamentally also news has been good. Talks about restructuring, talks about focusing more on their Zen and as well as African operations. What's the take on Bharti?
Well, we have quite liked this counter for quite some time now, and I think it's always good to go with the leader in every industry. Telecom industry, I think, has seen the worst behind us, and for quite some time, since around 320 levels, we have been recommending Bharti Airtel. And if you notice the price pattern, usually it consolidates and then gives a good move. Last couple of weeks after crossing 400, it has consolidated. So we feel it's a good time to re-enter if you have not already bought Bharti, and any investors already bought can hold on and look to add more position at this level. We are fairly confident that the stock has the capacity to cross its 52-week high in the near future. But for the moment, we have a target of about 410 with a stop loss at 385.
Okay, so that's the call coming in on Bharti Airtel. In fact, for investors who have not already gotten to the counter can probably enter at current levels. And Ashwini, your next pick is an Antec India. That counter has also seen a good up move in the last few sessions. In fact, today it hit a 52-week high today. You've got a target of about 117 on that one.
Auto ancillaries, chances are they will continue to perform well even after autos have slowed down. So this sector has some kind of tailwind. Antec India has hit an intermediate high, so we can buy with a stop of about 102 and play for a target of about 117.
Similar moves in other auto ancillaries, maybe like a Bharat Forge or a Motherson Sumi?
The battery stocks look the best because you do need a battery to run in a car. So smaller stocks, in the 100, 150 type category, they are doing much better. Motherson, Sumi, Exide, Amara Raja, Bharat Forge, etc. are not doing so well. Probably they are a bit, capital intensive.
All right, but still liking an Amtech in auto adapt. Amara Raja there, almost 0.4%. After hitting a peak, it's cooled off right now. It's 258 is where it's currently trading at. Sandeep, let's talk about your next pick, and it's a Cipla coming in there.
Well, yes, yesterday Cipla did break down with high volumes, and the price pattern is suggesting that it can go down further. It has broken a very, very strong support line at a level of around 318, 320. And that is the reason I have selected this as a sell, because I really don't think the Nifty is not going anywhere. I mean, I don't see it running away upside to 56, 50, 57. I don't seeing it break down to 55. So one has to be very choosy and select the stocks based on the merit of their pattern. And I certainly don't see that kind of strength in Cipla. In fact, I see weakness, and even in today's market it is down by maybe marginally. But the moment yesterday's low it breaks, it can crash down. My target for the day is 310.50, but I think it can go down to 295 or 300 also.
All right, so that's the medium-term target. Means you see more weakness, just not still a level of 310. So is there a shorting opportunity for a longer time?
There is a shorting opportunity, but when the falls come, the fall is very fast. That could happen in even if 3 or 4 days. So I'm not talking of the long term and all that. I'm talking of a few days to a few weeks possibly. And I see this stock test 300 levels is what I have said.
Okay, so that's the call coming in on a Cipla. But Ashish, on to your last pick for today. You've gone short on Reliance Communications. You know, that counter has been in quite a bit of a downtrend. In fact, it's halved from the levels that we saw for it in November. You know, currently trading, it's been caught in that 90 to 110 sort of a range over the last few months. But for today, you've set out a target of about 88 rupees on that one.
Yeah, I think, just to hedge the portfolio, since the market is not on a definite uptrend, so to hedge the portfolio, we have gone short in Reliance Communication. But this is a short for the, for the immediate couple of days. It's not a short for the longer term, because we feel that in the longer term, I think, like I said earlier, I think we feel that the telecom industry has seen the worst, and though the better players are Bharti and Idea, which have already gone into a good bullish uptrend. And at some point of time, this bullishness will come down to RCom also. But for the time being, RCom is a company still embroiled in a lot of controversies and a lot of bad news pouring in. So for the time being, it's a very good way of hedging a portfolio to go short in a counter where the news flow is likely to continue remaining negative. So that's why we have gone short in RCom with an immediate target of 88. But if it does come to less than 88 levels, it may be a good idea to start buying at lower rates in a staggered way for an investor who's patient, who's looking for a 1.5 year kind of time frame, and is ready to take a contrarian call. But like I said, for the next couple of days, it's a good idea to go short in RCom. If nothing else, just to hedge your portfolio.
All right, so two stocks from the same sector, Bharti Airtel, one you can go long on, and Reliance Communications, the way to hedge it. You can go short on that one till a level of 88. Once it reaches there, maybe start accumulating the counter. GTL Limited should not just pull up today's chart, but should also pull up the 1 month chart, because you've seen from a monthly high of about 328, the stock has just collapsed to the current 83 rupees that it is at currently. Even on a yearly basis, the drop has been very significant. The 52-week high was closer to 467, and from there it's collapsed at this rate. So 80% off in a matter of just the last few months. In fact, you saw that pledge share concerns coming about, and that's the reason why the stock has just collapsed off the chart. Ashwini's got that as a short call, and today once again, if you see the intraday chart, pretty much stable for the first half, and then just a big cliff there. Ashwini, you've gone short on this one.
See, GTL, after that massive drop, moved sideways between 90 and 100, and once it broke 90, it would start a fresh down move, which could take it to about 65, 70, wherever. There is something funny going on in this stock. So generally, slowly people are giving up on this. So even if the market would have gone higher, maybe this would have gone lower.
Okay, so that's the call coming in on GTL. But Sandeep, on to your last pick, and you've picked out Tata Motors, and you've decided to go short on that one and the July futures. Fundamentally, we've had the management talking about, how the company is looking at increasing its presence in some of the overseas markets, specifically China, that is going on to become an important market for the company. But on the charts, it has been in a bit of a downtrend over the last month. So what's your call on that one? You've, of course, gone short on that one today.
Well, Tata Motors is a stock which has fallen from almost 1300 levels in the month of April down to 930 levels over the end of June, and it moved up sharply to 1050, 1055, and I always felt that this was a weak up move and it did not have the strength to survive at tops. Even in that rally, we had asked people to book profits or play for small moves, and now it is on the way down. It has made an engulfing bearish pattern 3 days back. So I think it will see a level of 940, 950, somewhere around that, or possibly even lower if the Nifty breaks 5500 on the downside. And in this market, which is not so negative, Tata Motors is already down 1%. So our target for the day, or maybe for the next 1 or 2 days, is 974. but I see it going, in case the Nifty gives way and goes below 5500, Tata Motors can go to a level of 935 to 940. So I would not buy into the stock at this point of time. In fact, every rally is an opportunity as a trader to go short and play for a 3 to 4% downside.
Alright, remember today Tata Motors DVR also goes ex-dividend. So DVRs are down closer to about 2 to 2.5%, and there's similar weakness in Tata Motors, the equity as well, so 1% lower for Tata Motors. And that's Tata Motors for you. Let's quickly run you through at the calculator plates and to see the position right now, considering the GTL July futures has really turned the table for Ashwini. That's Ashish Kapoor's portfolio right now. Unchanged for Reliance Communications. We're getting stopped out on Hinduja Global. Total gains of about 8,800 rupees. Onto Ashwini Gujal's portfolio and gains across the board. Bata India doing well. Aptech also doing well, making the most right now on the GTL July futures. 2.7% returns. That's 13,600 rupees. And finally, coming to Sandeep Wagle's portfolio, he's also making gains across the board. Jet Airways is what he carried forward. Cipla and Tata Motors is what he went short on, so making a marginal amount in Cipla, but good money on Tata Motors. 1.2% returns, 5,900 rupees is what Sandeep Wagle is making at this point. Take time out then to thank each of you, Ashish, Ashwini and Sandeep, for joining us on the stock game right now and playing it with us. We'll see you same time tomorrow as well to see what are the new changes and churns we've made into the portfolio. Take a short break. We'll come back with buy now, sell now. We've got a lot of individual stock queries to address with yours. Rajat Bose will be joining us. Stay tuned.
Absolutely, and here's how you can participate on the show. You can write into us at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also message us at bnsn at 58888. You could also call in and join us live.